harm to us because it has less energy. So look at options. Number one is the spark has a huge amount of energy. No, it has a huge amount of that our hand should be burned. Okay, the spark has a lot of heat energy. No, the spark has a little heat energy. So option C is your correct answer. Please mark in your book. This is your correct answer. And option D, the spark has no heat energy. This is also wrong answer. Okay, is it clear? Now come to question number 2. Question number 2. Heat energy is measured in. So look at the screen. Heat energy is measured in. Options are given. You have to tell its unit. You can see first is degrees. No, degrees are used for temperature. Joules. This is the correct answer. Newton. This unit is used for force, and Pascal. It is also used for pressure. So the correct answer is your joules. So please mark in your book. Heat energy is measured in joules. Now come to question number 3, third MCQs, which is given in your exercise in your book. Which of these does the kinetic theory not explain? You have to find that option. That correct answer. It shows that kinetic theory. Which of these does the kinetic theory not? Which are not the part of kinetic theory? So condensation of steam, no, this is wrong answer. Evaporation of water, no, this is wrong answer. Correct answer is heat coming from the sun. How kinetic theory is started? We have discussed in the chapter. Kinetic means motion, to move something. So what is the correct answer? Heat coming from the sun. When heat comes from the sun and falls on the particles, then further stages are going to be produced. Okay, and option D, melting of ice. So this is also wrong answer. Come to question 4. Question number 4. What happens when one end of a metal bar is heated? What happens when one end of a metal bar is heated? So look at here. Question first option is coming. Molecules at the heated and move as fast as at the other end. What happens when one end of a metal bar is heating? We also discuss in our chapter, okay, when one end of metal bar is heating, the particles do not move. Actually, the heat energy is transferred from one particle to another. This idea we have discussed in the chapter. So if you keep in your mind this idea, so we options: molecules at the heated and move as fast at the other end. Second is the molecules at the heated and move faster than at the other end. No. Molecules at the heated and move more slowly than at the other end. No. The correct option is that molecules at the heated end move towards to the other end. So option D is the correct answer. Mark in your book. Question number 4, option D is correct. Now come to question number 5. What is the name of the continuous circulating stream of water? If you keep in your mind, we have discussed this in our thing in our convectional current. If you keep in your mind, we discussed in the chapter that when steam is produced, it means that convection is produced, and when continuous circulation of steam is produced, it means the convection current is produced. So a water set up inside a when it is heated. So options are given. A option is charging current. No, this is wrong. Combustion current, this is also wrong. Conduction current, this is also wrong. The correct answer is that convection current. So mark in your book. Question number 5, option B is correct. I hope you have done. Okay, now come to true false of your exercise. Question number 1. You can still You can still burn your tongue on a cup of tea even though it may not be very hot. This is the first question. You can still burn your tongue on a cup of tea even though it may not be very hot. If you have a cup of tea and if it is not very hot, then you can also burn your tongue. So what will be your answer? Is it true or false? Definitely this is it true or false? Definitely this is true. So question number 1 is true. Come to question number 2. Heat is measured with a thermometer. You also have discussed we can measure temperature. If you keep an example of fever, if anyone have a fever, we measure temperature, we measure fever with the help of thermometer. So heat is measured with a thermometer. This is a wrong. This is a false answer. Come to question number 3, true and false. Number 3, when water changes state from ice to a liquid, the total mass of the water never changes. Yes, this is true. You can also do this experiment at your home. When you fill your ice box with water, you can see the boxes have a specific space. Okay, so when you put them into a room temperature, their volume never change. They remain same. So when water changes state from ice to a liquid, the total mass of the water never changes. This is true. Come to question number 4. A short metal spoon is better for stirring hot soup than a long metal spoon. This is not correct. If you keep in your mind, we all of know the metal spoons, when we put them, you also have discussed an example in your chapter. When we put metal spoon in a hot bowl of soup, what will be happen? It will be heated, and the other end will be, and it can burn our hand. So this is not a matter it is a short metal spoon or it is a long metal spoon. Okay, so the option is false. Question number 4, the option is false. You can see this is false. Okay, now come to question number 5. What is the question? Heat can only be carried by convection in liquids and gases. Heat can only be carried by convection in liquids and gases. Yes, this is true. We have discussed in the chapter there are 3 ways of transfer of heat: conduction, convection, and radiation. And we also discussed that conduction only happened in solids and convection can be happened in both liquids and gases, and radiation is happened only in gases. So this is the correct answer. Number 5 is your correct answer. Okay. Now we will start the exercise. This is your page number 12. This is your page number 12 and it is a question number 2. Okay. Use the given words to fill the gaps. Use the given words to fill the gaps. You can also do yourself. I will discuss with you. Number 1 is that ice is a solid. When it is heated, it melts. What will be happen? It will be melt and becomes water. Water is a, what is the form of water? Water is a liquid. What is the form of a water? It is in the form of a liquid. I am repeating it again. See it here. Ice is a solid. When it is heated, it melts, okay, and becomes a water. Water is a liquid, okay. So come to the next option, which boils at 100 degrees centigrade. At this temperature, it turns into a gas. It turns into a gas called steam. When steam cools it, what will be happen? When steam cools it condenses. What will be happen when steam cools it? Condenses and turns back into water. At 0 degrees centigrade, water freezes. At 0 degrees centigrade, water freezes and turns back into ice. These are example of changes of state. I hope you understand it. I am repeating it. In first one, uh, what will become here? Melts will become. In second option, it turns into a sorry. In second option, water is a liquid. Then in third option, it turns into a gas. Okay, and in fourth option, when a stream cools, it condenses and turns back into water. 0 degree water freezes, and these are examples of changes of state. I hope you understand it. You have to fill in your book, and you also have to do this exercise in your copy in written form. Okay, now come to next question. Question number 2. uh, okay, see the screen. You can see question number 2 is that the Kelvin scale starts at absolute zero. We also discussed its value is 273 Kelvin. K shows the Kelvin scale and has degrees which are the same size as degrees on the Celsius scale. Okay, so you have to write number. Question number 1 is that fill in the missing temperatures on the scale. So come to your scale. This scale is given Celsius and Kelvin. So it is given in your book 200 Celsius. How can we find the Kelvin scale? We all of know Kelvin scale, its degree is absolute zero, and absolute zero started from 273. So when we add 200 plus 273, we can take the answer 473 Kelvin. This is your answer. You have to fill in your book. Okay, second answer is that Kelvin scale is given. You have to find the Celsius scale. How can we find it? We all of know Kelvin scale is 273 degree. So from 373, you will minus 273. And because of that, you will find the answer 100 degrees Celsius. Is it clear? Okay, now 0 degree centigrade is given in Celsius. We will add 273 degree, and because of that we will find the 273 Kelvin answer. Now here 173 Kelvin is given. Okay, and we will minus 273 degree, and because of that we will find the answer minus 100 degree centigrade. Is it clear? Okay, now in next Celsius, 200 degree is given, minus 200 degree is given, and you will add 273. And if you keep in mind the rule of mathematics, if one number is negative form and other one is plus form, so we will do the subtraction and we will use the sign of the bigger value. Okay, so because of that we will find the answer of 73 degree. Okay, when we minus 270, definitely this number is minus 200 and this is plus 273. So what will be happen? Minus from minus 200 we will minus the 73. So we will get the answer 73, and the value will be given, it will be plus 73. Okay, now come to the next page. Next point, minus 273 degree is given. Okay, and when you add plus 273, what will be happen? We will find the answer 0 degree centigrade. Okay, is it clear? uh, you can see I'm repeating it again. When we minus and plus, then we get the 73, and 0 degree centigrade is given. When we minus 273, then we get the minus 273 degree answer. I hope you understand the scale. Now come to the question number 2. Write a rule for changing temperatures on the Celsius scale to temperatures on the Kelvin scale. We also discussed the rule. Okay, if temperature is given in Celsius scale, we will add Kelvin scale plus 273 in it, and we can find the Kelvin scale. And if we have Kelvin scale and we have to find the Celsius scale, so what will we do? We will minus 273 degree from the given temperature and we can find the answer in Celsius scale. So this is the rule. This is the question number 2 answer. Okay. Now question number 3. Use your rule to convert the following Celsius temperature to the Kelvin scale. I have already told you that when we want to temperature into Kelvin scale, what will we do? Look at your table. We add 273 degree in it. Okay. So what will be your answer when you add 273 degree when you add 273 in 300? What will be your answer? Think in your mind and tell me the answer. So definitely it will be equal to 573 Kelvin. Its answer will be 573 Kelvin. It is your answer. When you add 273 in it, you will find answer 423 Kelvin. In third part, you can see minus 50 degrees centigrade. So when you add plus 273 in it, you will find answer 223 Kelvin. These will be your answer. So you will do plus and minus in your copy and then find the answer. Then come to the question number 4. Use the kinetic liberty. Use the kinetic theory. First, understand the question. Keep in mind the kinetic theory to explain why it is not sensible, why it is not possible to convert temperatures lower than minus 273 degree centigrade to the Kelvin scale. What will be the correct answer? What will be happen? So I discuss the answer because absolute zero is heat energy. We are also about the absolute zero. And what is absolute zero? Absolute zero is that at which particles stop moving. Temperature, what is that? At it is particles stop moving. So because they are not moving, they are not in a motion, they are not showing the kinetic theory, so that they have no heat energy in them. So this is the reason when the temperature is lower than minus 273 degrees centigrade, the particles will not move because this temperature is showing the absolute zero. And what is absolute zero? It is that in which particles stop moving. Okay, I hope you understand these questions. Now come to the next question. This is question number uh, this is question number 5 in your book. Okay, see the diagram. This is question number 5. This is question number 5. If you see the screen, part 1, describe what is happening. So first of all, see the diagram. This diagram is given. You can see the liquid is filled in the beaker. Okay, this is a liquid. Okay, and you can see something is passing out through the liquid. Okay, some particles are in the liquid and not to stay. Okay, so in this question they are asking describe what is happening. So if you keep in your mind, you can say see, we are discussing about the question number 5. The diagram shows the kinetic theory model of an evaporating liquid. It is a diagram. You can see the diagram which is given. This is a diagram, okay, and it is showing the kinetic theory model of an evaporating liquid. That there is a liquid inside the beaker and it is evaporating. It is passing out from the beaker. Okay. So question for what is the first one? Describe what is happening. So answer is clear. What is happening? We also study the changing states in our book. Okay, so its answer will be the particles are gaining kinetic energy. Some of them are able to escape from the surface. So how liquid will be evaporate? Definitely when it will get the energy. So how do they get the energy? They can get energy when we heat them. So because of that, water will be boiled. Some okay. Which process is mainly possible for? Which process is mainly responsible for? Okay, you have seen the diagram of refrigerator in your book. Okay, this is question number 6. Now in this part they are asking, okay, in and around the refrigerator heat is moving by conduction, convection and radiation. So which processes is mainly responsible for? We were discussing around the question number 6. First part is cool air. If you see the screen, cool air dropping from the freezer compartment. So this process is convection. I have told you this is a convection. Now B part, heat lost, heat lost to the heat lost to outside air from the cooling fins. So this is a radiation process. Now number 3, heat from the kitchen entering the refrigerator through its outer panels. This is a process which is called conduction. And the last one, heat from the kinetic heat from the kitchen entering the refrigerator each time the door is opened. Okay, so this is a process of you can say it can be a convection and it can be a radiation. Both options are correct. Okay, so we have discussed. I'm telling you again. Question number 6, A part answer is it's a convection process. B part answer is radiation. Second part answer is radiation. Third part answer is conduction, and the fourth part is convection and radiation. I hope you understand the exercise. Now your exercise has been finished. You have to write these questions in your copy and you have to write their answers in your copy. I will also share their answers in the group. Okay. So I hope you understand all these process. Now your chapter number 1 has been finished. Your long questions and your workbook is left. So I will send in next lecture we will discuss the your workbook. So you hold your workbooks with you, and I also send you long questions in the group, and I also share the solutions of exercise in the group. Thank you.